Hello, fellow horror geeks. Welcome back to 100 Days of Horror. It is day 42, and we're talking about Ready or Not. And for the people who might be watching this because it's a new movie and just searching for reviews of Ready or Not, 100 Days of Horror, something we do at City Peak, in which myself, Kim, Cody, Tony, a bunch of other people watch 100 horror films they haven't seen leading up to Halloween, posting those results and reviews as we move through. I'm doing here on the YouTube channel, which you can find all those listed below, or just searching around. But if you go to the link below that goes to citypeak.com, you can see what everyone else is watching and their written reviews and my own little blurbs as well. Ready or Not is a 2019 horror comedy written and directed by the guys collectively known as Radio Silence, who had previously made my favorite segment in VHS, 10/31/98, I think it's the right year. The one where those guys looking for a party show up at the wrong house, and it's a really haunted house. That was a really done well short. It scared the shit out of me, to be honest. That was my favorite short in that most creative and fun version there. They also made Devil's Due, which is a piece of shit. I'm sorry. My review for that was Abort This Movie. And there's a short takes written one for that a couple months ago. You can find that on City Peak as well. And they had a heavy hand in Southbound, which we talked about in a couple other reviews here, which Southbound is it's an uneven movie, but I like it a lot. We do talk about it on the Anthologies podcast. So go to subscribe to our podcast. Yeah. Because what's doing is that promoting ourselves. But Ready or Not stars Samantha Weaving from The Babysitter. It came out on Netflix last year as a newly married woman who has to spend the night at her new family's home, where they're a gaming empire or a dynasty, or whatever the hell they call themselves in the movie, Dominion. I think Dominion is the word they use, in which they have a tradition in which the new married people have to have the wedding there, and afterwards they put they put a card into a box, and if it comes out with that game, you have to play the game and win to be part of the family. If it comes up to hide and seek, they have to play hide and seek and survive the night. Otherwise, the ritual won't be complete, and bad things might happen to the family. At least they believe so. That's the conceit here, which you first doesn't realize that this is a Most Dangerous Game version of hide and seek, because that's essentially Most Dangerous Game is a big version of hide and seek. But here, on the confines of the mansion and in the outhouses, not outhouses, not for shit. In the outlying houses, you have that's where we're stuck with. So you got her and the entire family coming after her, and her new husband trying to keep her safe. So we get a lot of bloodletting, a lot of goofy things happening, because everyone's kind of inept, and it's just so much fun. Because it only occasionally do they actually have to do it. So I'm spoiling. And I'm going to do my best not to be spoiler over particularly what happens, especially since the trailer gives away so goddamn much that it kind of took away some of the bite of the movie. Outside of showing the premise, it showed a lot of the kills and a lot of the big moments, but it was still an incredibly fun, enjoyable movie that I had such a blast watching at the filled theater. We all laughed our asses off at all the blood and all the splatter, because this is a very, very bloody movie, but it's got a wonderful sense of humor, because it knows how silly the concept is, and it plays with it. I mentioned in my review of Monster Party, I referenced Monster Party as being a mix between this and Don't Breathe, and it's definitely fitting. This would be a great double feature with that movie, which I reviewed a couple weeks ago, which I do highly recommend as well. And that one's on Shudder. This one's in theaters. Might not be in theaters now, but should pop up VOD probably by Halloween. That way you can watch it that way. But yeah, so we have her family, her new family, and they're married-in people, all vying to try and kill her. But what's fun about it is not just the bloodletting, but their conversations and their arguments, because these people don't like each other much, and they're snipping and fighting. They're also arguing of how the game should be played, what's breaking the rules, what isn't, what should be accepted. And then of course things start to fall apart for them and fall apart for her in a way. It gets gleefully violent, and people's tensions go up, and they start acting out in different ways. So you get this escalating. Hilarity of these people just falling apart when things don't go to plan, and of course her trying to figure out what the fuck is going on and trying her best to survive. But since she reminds me of Erin from You're Next, who I talked about in the Patrick review, because she's way more resourceful than they think, so she knows how to fight back, so she's not like gonna passively take this. So once she realizes that she's actually in danger, it becomes moving forward, and I gotta save myself and fuck everyone who gets in my way. But as things go on, she gets bloodier and things get nastier, and it just ramps up so well, and it's beautifully shot. I love the mansion's great. It's got this wonderfully little too dark movement, like the other day when I didn't have all my lights on, and you can see the heavy shadows. You get that a lot, so you get that look to it, and so it really helps set up that the way everyone kind of comes together and sets apart as things don't work out for them. It's a blast. I'm doing my best to remain vague because I don't want to spoil any particular deaths at the moment, because they're all surprising. There's so much, and they're yeah, they're goofy and they're clever, and I really love where this movie went. It could have taken a couple of different safe routes if it wasn't that people made a couple of movies that don't take a safe route previously. I would expect them to, but in this case they allowed themselves to kind of go where they want, and that really flows. But outside of that, I'm going to mention Samantha Weaving is fucking amazing. Samantha Weaving was great in The Babysitter last year, and here she just kills it, literally. Knocks it out of the park with just everything she has to do, and she is so energetic and so much fun, and she looks like she's behind the scenes she's having a good time, even as a character goes through shit. She's giving it everything. So expressive and so big with her movements, and not in a senior chewing annoying way, but a really matching way. She just absolutely steals this movie. If you had someone not as good as her in the lead, it might not work as much, but she just commands the screen, just commands your attention, and her expressions as everything she deals with is just comic gold. For anything else, see it for her, if not the concept. But Ready or Not is just an absolute joy of a movie. It's a great way to end the summer, with its over the top, bloody, throwing everything in the wall and see what sticks. I'm glad this movie came out in the theaters and did so well, because this movie that might not have landed, but it did, and it landed deliciously. So I'm gonna give my full recommendation with a straight up A, because it's everything you want it to be. It's, you know, it's semi popcorn, but it still puts so much effort and work into it to make it everything that anyone sitting down to watch it is expecting, but in a good way. We're not pandering, but just it delivers, and delivers wonderfully. So go check it out, and like, comment, subscribe to everything we got here. I know it's kind of said again vague, but I don't want to spoil anything, guys. Come on, it's a new movie in theaters. I'm not gonna tell you everything. You got other reviews, you can do it. Subscribe to us. Watch our iTunes. Go to cityofgeek.com and see everything we're working on there. Just keep speaking geek with us, and we'll see you next time.